That's my favorite color.
Yes, green's your favorite color?
Yes.
Oh, mine's red and blue.
It is?
Yes, like
very
combined.
American of you.
Yes, thank you.
Red and blue.
Go USA.
Yeah. I used to love you until you said the Cowboys were going to win. And then, look what happened. I don't understand. Everybody was saying that we were going to, look, we say it every year. I get it. But I really did think, like, we had all the players. It was all there.
I know. I did that pick for you, too, Kelly.
Look,
yes.
Here's the thing. I yelled so hardcore. I became that crazy fan. I got really into football this season. I'm like into fantasy football. Have you ever played fantasy as well?
I never played fantasy football ever. I know all about fantasy football.
But you don't think about that? Like as a football player, you're like, man, what if these people were all combined on one team? Well, you kind of had that.
I actually knew how it worked. And like throughout the season when I was playing, I always made sure I was like, okay, if I can score a touchdown, there's like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're already winning by like 3 touchdowns, but if I can somehow sneak another touchdown in for my fantasy owners, they're gonna love me.
That's what we say at home. Just walk it in, and then you start getting angry at the other players that you don't have. But it's so fun. Anyway, does it anger you that fans, we use the word we? Like, we're like, we lost, and like, we didn't do anything. Like, does it, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, no, it doesn't anger me at all, because without the fans, we wouldn't have the NFL. We wouldn't have the
Good answer.
So it's a collective. So we make sense.
Okay, because I feel insane at the end of it. My daughter's like, why do you keep saying we? And I'm like, I used to be you. I know, but now I'm them. Anyway, what's like one of your favorite, because you have so many great Super Bowl moments, like what's one of your favorites?
My favorite Super Bowl moment is when I won my first Super Bowl. I got into the Super Bowl club. That's what it's all about. Cool. You just want to get into that club. Yeah. And we beat the Seattle Seahawks in 2015. They were trying to be repeat champions, which hasn't been done in quite some time. It might be done this year for the first time since the Patriots did it, 03, 04? But that game that we played was just spectacular.
Not Patriots, you mean Chiefs, right? Or no, Patriots.
No, the Patriots were the last one to go back-to-back. I think it was 03,
Oh, I thought
04.
you meant who's going this year. I was like,
and if the Chiefs win this year again, they're the first team to go back-to-back in Super Bowl wins since the Patriots, I think 03, 04. Right around those years. But that Super Bowl versus Seattle, Malcolm Butler with that game-sealing interception to win the game, let me tell you, it was the most fabulous game of all time and one of the best Super Bowls ever, too.
That's the thing about football. You never know.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why there's a movie called Any Given Sunday.
I love that soundtrack.
Know. Yes.
Oh, Missy Elliott has a good song on that. Of course, I went musical with it. Whatever. So Super Bowl's in Vegas. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there, obviously. So, like, are you excited? Are you a Vegas guy?
I'm a Vegas guy in a way, and I look at Vegas totally different than the way I looked at Vegas when I was 22 years old, 23 years old.
You remember it now.
Yes, I didn't remember it really back then when I was that age, but Vegas I used to just think was a complete party 24/7. You have to go there, you're drinking right when you get off the plane, you're drinking.
The most sick I've ever been
going back on the plane when you're leaving, and you're thinking all about what you just did the last 24 hours or 48 hours
Trying to
you
recall
were there.
it.
Yeah, recall it, but I don't look at Vegas like that anymore. You know, I'm a little bit more older. I like to go there now. I like to go to shows. I like to go to concerts. I just like to enjoy the whole atmosphere of what Vegas has to offer and not just go there and just start raging right away.
Those are for 20-year-olds that have the ability to wake up the next day and not feel like death.
Yes. Yeah, those 20-year-old days.
Except I think we did feel like death afterwards. We just kept going back. It's like pregnancy. Why? Why do we do it again? I don't know. I have to say, it has to be very different from obviously playing the actual game to then being an analyst, like becoming that and like talking about it. Like, was that hard?
A little bit because, you know, I love to be put on the spot. And 4th and goal, you know, on the 5-yard line. I'm used to that situation. I love that situation when my number's called and I have to go up and make a play. But now I was using my body and my mind in a physical way, and now I'm doing it more in a mental way. So we're on every Sunday before the games, and now it's like 4th and goal, but I'm doing it mentally. And I got to produce live right on that spot right at the moment, mentally, not physically anymore. So it's a little bit of a different transformation, but I love it because I get to offer my unique perspective to the game of football as well.
We love it as
and
fans
it's just so much fun doing it.
Yeah, I said we. Whatever. That does work. Athletes do many of the same things when they retire. Gronk and his former teammate, Julian Edelman, recently had some fun with that, so let's see it.
We're retired athletes. We're going to get jobs on TV.
We're retired athletes. We're going to tease a comeback.
We're retired athletes. We're going to watch our old highlights.
We're retired athletes. We're going to start a podcast.
this should have been an SNL skit. It's so funny. They should do that with musicians as well.
We're retired athletes. We go on the Kelly Clarkson Show.
There you go. Good time. Good time. So wait, whose idea was that? Are you into social media?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, social media is cool. You know, you got to use it for the right reasons. But
Yeah.
I was at Julian Edelman's house. He has a great podcast called Names with Games.
Yeah.
And we just did his podcast, and he has his whole social media team there. And then they showed me this new trend on TikTok, and that was the new trend. And they were like, we're going to do it as retired athletes. And it was such a great idea, and it came out
funny.
so good.
I know. I was telling you in the break, I was like, that should have been on SNL. That would have been a really funny skit. Yeah. So you have a new partner for big game parties. Who is it?
Yes, I actually do. And Julian Edelman is now a part of it as well. And this is my second year teaming up with Bounty. And that's why I'm in my green suit, because I am the Bounty man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And green is a great color.
And I'm from Buffalo, so I know a thing or two about Buffalo, you know, wings as well.
Yeah.
And you got to always have blue
love
cheese
wings.
on the side when you're from Buffalo. And you can't have football without wings, and you can't have wings without Bounty.
Okay. I can't
Because
have...
it gets saucy,
I
it gets
need-
messy. The quicker picker-upper just comes
I
and
got
just
you.
cleans
Yeah.
you right up.
Quicker picker-upper, I remember that. No, I agree with all of that, except not the blue cheese. I have to have ranch.
When you're from
I'm
Buffalo,
Texan.
when you're from Buffalo, you use blue cheese only.
When you're Texan, you put ranch or ketchup on everything.
Yes. But when you're from Buffalo, you gotta have the Buffalo blue
Okay.
cheese. But if you're outside of Buffalo,
Okay.
I won't make the argument. Yes, you can have ranch
Just
because
saying.
the Buffalo blue cheese is the only
Yeah.
legit blue
I
cheese
like
out
blue
there.
cheese. I like
Yes.
blue cheese, but there's something about ranch that I really love.
Nope, blue chease.
Really, I
you
just
gotta go
want
with
the
Buffalo.
ranch, and I just want it. I need something, the vessel for it to
Wait
get.
till you have the Buffalo blue cheese.
Okay, I have had buffalo blue. I like it. I like it.
Oh.
And maybe when I'm
Where'd you
in
go?
Buffalo, I'll do that.
Yes, when you're in Buffalo.
Everywhere else, I say no. So if you weren't an athlete, people ask me this about music, but if you weren't an athlete, what do you think you'd be doing?
What would I be doing? Well, my dad, he's been in the fitness industry for 33 years now, selling fitness equipment. A couple of my brothers sell the fitness equipment for him as well. So I love to work out still.
Does your whole family look this athletic? You're just all
Yes,
okay.
they all do. Yes.
So does mine.
They stay fit, and actually 3 of my brothers played in the NFL.
Yeah.
I played with 2 of them on the Patriots at a moment too, and then my
wasn't
4th
aware of
brother played in the minor leagues for baseball as well. So we all made pros,
Wow.
and we all still work out, and we're all still active, and we all still compete versus each other as well.
So healthy. Oh my God! So wait, there's 4 boys. 4
Yes,
boys
there's
growing
4
up.
of us. Yeah, no, 5 of us total. My mom is an angel.
Oh my! I just prayed for her.
Yes. There we are.
Oh my gosh. I have 1 boy in my house, and it's nuts. Y'all are very, well, you break a lot of things. So how did your dad or mom settle fights? Because that had to happen.
Well, at first, my mom would try to settle the fights, and then she just let it go. After about 5 months, she goes,
Yeah.
hey, I'm just going to let them go. They're going to wear each other out. And then we just had a
That's a good
rule in the
plan.
house, no hitting in the face and no hitting where it counts, if you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. So
Okay.
that was the only rules of the house. Other than that, you can beat down the other brother as much as you want. That's why I was so good at football. I didn't feel those hits, because growing up since 1 year old, my brother's just
been
pounding
pounding.
my quads.
Oh yeah, because you're not like high. You're like 4th on the list, right?
Yes,
like
I'm
you're 4th.
4th.
Yeah.
And
So
I
you
was-
probably got beat up on.
And I was the biggest troublemaker by
Yeah.
far.
It's always the smaller ones. I heard you also played trumpet as a kid, which I found random for some reason.
Well, in fifth grade, it was mandatory to play an instrument.
Oh.
So we had a trumpet, and all we did was hand-me-downs. We handed me down sports equipment. We hand me down clothes in our family. I mean,
The amount of saliva that goes in that
the only
trumpet.
way you can get by. But
Yeah.
I mean, they cleaned the
I'm
trumpet.
a hand-me-down family. I get it.
So we would hand down the trophy, not the trophy. Well, it is a trophy kind of. The trumpet's a trophy. And by the time it came to me, there was 50 dents in the trophy, because it wasn't just used for instrumental class. It was also used as a weapon in the house. Yes.
Your poor mother.
We got to get her on the show. She was
Okay.
having us. I mean,
Write a
yeah.
book, ma'am. Okay. Super Bowl predictions. Do you still? I heard on the Tonight Show you said 49ers.
They've been to the championship game.
haven't won since like the
NFC
90s.
championship or Super Bowl, like literally the last 5 years, and they can't get that Super Bowl win. So
know.
I think this is the year for them, even though it's going to be a tough game versus the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing good right now, too.
They are, but man, I think I always go towards, it's nothing against the Chiefs, I always like an underdog story. Like the Lions was a great story this season until, you know, that last game. But but it was a great story. Like it's like fun to like go along with it.
I agree, and I was actually cheering for the Detroit Lions to win it all as well, so I was sad when they lost.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another quick break. You can see Gronk attempt FanDuel's Kick of Destiny before the big game this Sunday. Go online for details, everybody.